I never thought I'd see the day when Taylor Swift's own fans turned on her. We're talking about one of the most loyal, passionate, and, let's be honest, intense fan bases on the planet. The kind of people who can find secret messages hidden in capital letters or Morse code in her album artwork. These are fans who'd camp outside for days just to catch a glimpse of her car's reflection on a studio window. But this time, they're not celebrating her. They're calling her out. For years, Taylor's had this golden reputation, the relatable superstar, the one who outsmarted the music industry, stood up for artists' rights, and gave fans everything they wanted. But now, the tide's turning. And it's not because the music suddenly got bad, it's because people are starting to ask the one question no one ever thought they'd ask about Taylor Swift. Has she finally gotten too greedy? So let's talk about how one of the most beloved pop icons in history managed to make even her most loyal fans question their devotion, and why Life of a Showgirl might be the moment everything changed. It all started so normal. Taylor Swift announced a new album. Fans went wild, theories, speculation, decoding hidden clues in her outfit colors, the usual Swiftie circus. Everyone was expecting another era-defining rollout, something epic and cinematic. But within days, excitement turned into confusion. Her official website suddenly dropped 8 different vinyls, then 8 CDs, each with different names, colors, and covers, all marketed as limited edition or exclusive forever. You blinked, and there was another one. And just when people thought it couldn't get more absurd, she added a $70 sweater that came bundled with yet another version of the CD. For years, fans have proudly spent hundreds on tour tickets, signed albums, and rare merch. But this felt different. The marketing wasn't just selling a product, it was testing devotion. Each drop came with that panic-inducing language. Once it's gone forever. One fan joked online, "I need a spreadsheet to keep up with how many copies of the same album I've already bought." That was the spark. It was the first time Swifties weren't just confused, they were suspicious. Once the album dropped, the internet exploded. Normally, release day is like a digital holiday in Swiftyland, fan art, countdowns, lyric interpretations. But this time, it felt more like a public intervention. Longtime fans were calling her out. Posts titled, "I can't defend this anymore," started trending. Threads were filled with people saying they felt used, drained, and disappointed. The album reviews weren't terrible. Most critics called Life of a Showgirl fine, safe, or forgettable. But the story wasn't the music. It was the marketing. Even Taylor's most loyal defenders started breaking. One viral tweet said, "Taylor could release the sound of a microwave and I'd still buy it, but even I'm done this time." That's when you know something's changed. Meanwhile, critics outside the fandom were gleeful. Think pieces started rolling out with titles like "When the Girlboss Becomes the Boss" and Taylor Swift's $1 billion loyalty test. And maybe for the first time, Taylor's silence didn't feel powerful, it felt calculated. Because while everyone was arguing online, her store kept quietly restocking. More bundles. More editions. More last chances. The outrage was trending, and the sales were skyrocketing. So here's the heart of it, the real reason this hit so hard. It's not that fans mind spending money. Swifties love investing in Taylor's world. They'll pay hundreds to see her live and do it with a smile. What people hated this time was the manipulation. Taylor told fans this album was complete, no bonus tracks, no hidden songs. What she didn't mention was that 4 extra versions would appear days later, each with 2 exclusive acoustic songs. Do the math. If you wanted all 8 bonus tracks, you had to buy all 4 CDs. It wasn't an artistic move, it was a business trap. Add to that the fact that the music itself felt recycled, familiar chords, predictable writing, another sad but sassy heartbreak cycle, and fans started wondering if the art even mattered anymore. Then came another curveball, reports that some promotional materials were AI-generated. Whether it was artwork, visuals, or ad copy, people claimed parts of the rollout lacked the personal touch Taylor used to be known for. And that's what stung the most. Taylor built her empire on authenticity, on handwritten notes, emotional vulnerability, and that feeling of personal connection with her audience. So when her fans started to feel like she'd swapped soul for sales, the illusion cracked. Maybe for the first time in her career, Taylor Swift stopped feeling like Taylor Swift. Of course, the internet being the internet, tragedy turned into comedy fast. Memes were flying everywhere. Someone photoshopped all 8 vinyls together in a circle, calling it the Swiftie Infinity Stones. Another joked, "You must purchase all editions to unlock the secret ending." Reddit threads compared it to Pokemon, "Gotta buy 'em all." One fan even built a mock RPG inventory screen labeled Swiftie Quest, the collector's curse, with stats like wallet health, 0, and emotional damage, plus 100. It's hilarious, but also kinda sad, right? Because behind every joke was a real frustration. This wasn't just a weird rollout. It felt like a breaking point, not just for Swifties, but for how modern fandom works in general. For years, artists have tested how much their audience would tolerate. Paywalls, limited drops, overpriced vinyls, VIP bundles. But Taylor? She was supposed to be different. And maybe that's why this stings so much. Because when the one-person fans believed got it turns out to be playing the same game, that hurts more than any bad album ever could. So, what does this really mean? Because this isn't just about one artist getting greedy. It's about the evolution of celebrity itself. We used to connect with artists through the music. Now, we connect through marketing cycles. Every album drop is a campaign, every lyric a brand opportunity, every fan moment a monetizable asset. Taylor isn't the first to do it, she's just the best at it. Until now. For years, her fans saw her as the anti-industry hero, someone who fought against unfair record labels, who reclaimed her masters, who made music for the fans. But when that same person starts behaving like the corporations she once stood against, the narrative collapses. And this is where things get interesting, because fandoms are changing. The younger generation of fans is sharper, more skeptical, and way less willing to be emotionally manipulated for profit. They can love you and call you out at the same time. Maybe that's the new kind of loyalty, not blind devotion, but honest accountability. Taylor's situation isn't an isolated event. It's part of a bigger shift happening across pop culture, people finally realizing that being a fan doesn't mean being a customer first. And if the most powerful fandom on Earth can start drawing boundaries, maybe that's a good sign for everyone. So, has Taylor Swift really changed? Or is this just what happens when an artist becomes an empire? Because let's be honest, if anyone was going to test the limits of loyalty, it was always going to be her. She's built her world on connection, emotion, and storytelling. But now, the story might be changing from the girl who made it on her own to the mogul who can't stop selling. And that's what makes Life of a Showgirl such a strange chapter. The album itself isn't terrible. It's just hollow. Safe. The kind of music you listen to once and forget by tomorrow. But the real legacy of this album won't be its songs, it'll be the wake-up call it gave to an entire generation of fans. Maybe this is how pop culture resets. Not with a scandal, but with exhaustion. When even your most loyal supporters start saying, wait, do we really need to buy this again? So what do you think? Is this just Taylor being a smart businesswoman, or did she finally cross the invisible line between artist and brand? Let me know below, because if even the Swifties are starting to say enough, maybe the era of blind fandom is finally coming to an end.